Okay, finally the remote ADC. Here, simple potentiometer and turn it on. And where is here? That's the speed. So this is the right motor, this is the left motor. So the spin, and if I now turn to the right, then the right motor is still spinning, and if I turn to the left motor is spinning. If I go backwards and push right, then the right motor is also, don't know if this is the right behavior. This is a 2-bit, so full ADC and low. Because there is no UART, because people wanted such a stupid, and really, I'm not really doing this for all these brain degenerated consumers who are not even no nice ESP32. So here that's a remote ADC, but because I already added this structure of object oriented like with C. So there's a virtual class remote here with the two methods that have to be implemented, and depending here on which the remote is defined, you activate the remote ADC, and this really does nothing but this is really very basic for now. It needs some calibration and storage. I have already added this to the comms .h file from this other. So there is a flash read, flash write that I still need to implement here. And so right now, minus 500, you can increase this to 1000, minus 1000. And that's the steer. There is no low pass. And based on this in the setup, you see there is some not ADC. Based on if this is defined, then there are 2 channels added, and in the defines, there's also added these 2 structure variables to the ADC structure. And yeah, it's working. And I wanted to say, did not really do it for everyone who's of you brain degenerated use consumers with your stupid fun projects, because you see, if you get such a benefit of an ESP32 with the feedback and of the speed and everything, your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi for only $2, and so everyone who only wants to add such a nice joystick, this can only be a stupid fun project, because for every thing like a lawn mover or AI powered everything you see, it's a bit more than. But okay, I added this nice object oriented like a structure, and therefore okay, I've cleaned up the code a bit. And therefore here in the defines now, you no longer has here to edit the defines X target layout, which UART you want to use for the remote and which you want to use for the master slave. That's only basic pins, and therefore in the config you now can have to set here. If you have a master slaves, then you need the master slave UART, and you have to set it to 1 or 0 depending on the pins. And here you see, as this is the only way, the only analog pins available are the master slave serial. That's PA2 and PA3, and therefore here this input goes here to the master slave header. Do not connect the 5 volt. The 5 volt here are going to the master slave cable to turn on the slave. So that's okay to get the 5 volts still to the slave. You have to get 3.3 volt, and you can get them here from the flash header. So here that's white going here to the potentiometer. Here I've always doubled here on this potentiometer I've doubled the plus, And so here's a violet going to the plus of the second potentiometer. And here I've doubled the GND. So the GND coming from the master slave is going over here. So you only have these 4 cables going to this double potentiometer. And as I cannot use for master slave, therefore you have the only option is here to use PB6, PB7 as a master slave, which is automatically done in the defined. This is really a very ugly code because there I have to override lots of stuff. You see here, if defined remote ADC and not defined userout1, well, then error because you need the PA2, PA3. And then if you still have if you have the second PB6, PB7 in your defines file and you have a master, well, then you this is overwritten to this PB6 master slave UART. And then you connect this master slave serial cable here to this other UART. And this is just this ordinary slave firmware. Because it's here, the master slave cable doesn't know anything, and it gets a speed steer command here from this remote ADC. And yeah, it's working right off the box. If you see, depending on your potentiometers, because you see here there is a 10 kilo ohm resistance from the TX RX line to the MCU, and therefore based on if this is a 100K or 10K, the range is different, and therefore it works out here with where are we? Here with speed by half minus 1000, so 4092 gives 2048, and then minus 1024 is minus 1024 to plus 1024. Okay, yeah, nice. But if you have some other potentiometer, the range might be different, and therefore that's why I still need this calibration modes. I guess a long press on startup, then a melody, and then you have can push your joysticks to the extremes or something like that. Which again I do not really like, but I've spent so much time on the issues for a lot of people asking and saying, yeah, I want to do it, and then they never really succeeded, and so I spent more time than these 3 to 5 hours that I now spent to implement it. And you see, I like my object-oriented class structure that's based on these. So I introduced it here when someone else added this remote control to connect a remote control, which is again another sign of a stupid fun project. If you still only want to manually control it, then okay. And so as another use case is remote ADC. Someone else might add I2C with a nunchuck game controller. That's why I added this nice remote where you can add more files. And so now another example. Yes, that's it. Too long. And last time. Yeah, that's nice, of course. Bye-bye.